Hi Pooja, are you around?
Yes,
Hello, ma'am.
very much
Hi.
around.
Hi. Hi,
Hi.
hello everyone. Can we get everyone on screen, please? It's an early evening, and I
Hello.
think a lot of us might be a little sleepy or around, or I don't know where they are. Awesome. So, shall we start?
Hi, Siddhi.
Hi. I hope all of you are doing well, but to increase the health in our life and to make sure that each and every day of our life is filled with more joy, more health, we have something important and someone important here to guide us through a lot of things. Dr. Pooja Mehta. She is an occupational therapist. She has 17 years of experience after studying in
Hi.
I think
us.
Siddhi
Is my voice not clear?
stuck. Yes, ma'am, your voice is not clear. It's like
Okay,
breaking.
I'm sorry about that. So what I was saying that what she's about to give us today is enough for us to keep away all the hazards that will make us need a therapist at a later date. So, all the precautionary measures are here for us and all that we need to know for our everyday life. We always think that what we did was correct, but most of the times it's not a correct posture. So, welcome in Dr. Pooja Mehta.
Thank you, Siddhi. Happy to be here today with all of you.
Thank you. Uh, we might be seemingly less in number today, but
Mhm.
I assure you a lot of people follow and they will want to get in touch with you once they hear about what you have to say and share with us today.
Sure. So, because it's a smaller crowd, I think it gives us an opportunity to be more interactive and for me to take on a lot of questions from you guys. So, yes, we ready to start?
Yes. So, I wanted to know from you, like, ever since I was a kid, my mom would correct me at multiple places if I'm slouching and sitting, and she would just, keep poking at my back, saying that, correct your posture, or uh, if I'm writing in a certain way, or if I'm watching TV and I'm just leaning forward. So there were multiple places where my mom kept correcting me, saying that it is going to. um you know ruin my back at a later date. Is it really true? That is number one. And number two is, why so much emphasis on postures?
So you know how Siddhi, we have our grandmother's recipes for achar and for say indigestion or whatever. You know, our ancestors, our grandparents, they knew, the logic behind the things that they did, right? So similarly, your mother pointing out to you when you were younger to, sit up straighter or, walk straighter, not slouch. um, she was smart. It's a good thing she did because, in fact, no one really had to tell me that. My family now, they always say, "Ke Pooja, right now, you sit so straight. Even as a child, you always did that." But it's really important to focus on posture because, believe it or not, these days I have kids as young as my youngest one for posture was 7 years old. Yeah, so you get in kids as young as 7, 9. I had a 14-year-old boy who I was treating. A tall guy, 6'2" actually at 14, and had really, really tight muscles in the hamstrings, glutes. So basically, he couldn't play any sport. It made him very lethargic. His body used to hurt. He was always slouching while sitting. So, whether posture comes or good posture comes as a result of doing all the right things, or it's a cat Whether tight muscles lead to bad posture or bad posture leads to tight muscles. So chicken and egg theory, but either way, they influence each other. So when it comes to posture, yes, keep an eye on it, work on it. From, the first signs that you see that, you are slouching over, or you're being told by somebody in your family or friends that, hey, why are you walking funny? Why are you walking with your one foot turned out? A lot of people have this habit where their feet are out as they walk, like a duck walk. That is indicative of tight muscles in the hip. Their legs rotate outwards like that because of tight hip muscles. So there are,
One quick question: does it always have to be straight, like a catwalk, or
so in is wrong, like the big toes facing inwards, and out is also wrong. So somewhere in between is okay. So forward or just slightly out. But this is wrong.
okay?
Yes.
Thank you.
You will also notice sometimes people standing with one foot straight and one foot either back and out, or forward and out. So it's very important, first of all, to observe oneself in front of the mirror. Stand in front of the mirror, look at yourself from your head to your toe in the frontal plane. How does your posture look when you're standing? Do you see that your both the shoulders are in one line? Do you notice when you're looking from the side that are you slouched like this, with this little hump showing? Is the head forward or is the head straight with the ears, above the shoulders? Similarly, when it comes to your pelvis, are both pelvis in line or one?
Suddenly making me
No.
conscious, and I'm adjusting myself.
So first observe how you're standing, observe how you sit to do, it could be anything, from kitchen work to actually working on your laptop, or even as you slouch or, sit comfortably to watch TV, or, talking with friends and family. That awareness is important, and only if you know where you're going wrong, then you can fix it. Right? So a lot of the times people are not even aware that they are sitting incorrectly. There's even posture, the correct way to lift objects. It could be anything. It could be a child, it could be a baggage, it could be grocery bags, it could be something as light as a pencil from the floor. How do you lift and move properly? So if we implement the correct ways of doing things, we can actually prevent a lot of pain and dysfunction in the body. So as soon as somebody realizes that something is off posturally, or muscle strength wise or muscle length wise, it's imperative to act on it right away. If you don't, your body is going to feel the brunt of it at some point, whether it be a few months or a few years. So yeah. Siddhi, are you stuck?
Looks like she's frozen.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
yeah, now we can.
Just before I ask my next question, give me a second. What I'll do is I'll quickly swap my internet. Audible to you guys,
Yeah.
and my voice clear? Oh, awesome. Now, where are these areas where I could go wrong with my postures? So, is it really while lifting something up, or there are many other areas? That is number one. And number two, I mean, I was lucky that my mom could correct me when I was a kid. But if there was no one to correct me in all my life, I may not have had correct postures. Is it wrong or now, or is it really going to make a difference if I'm going to start correcting it at this point in time in my age?
Okay. So yes, it helps at any age to start fixing your posture. It's just that the more you delay working on it, it may take a little bit more time to get the appropriate result that we want in terms of maybe more sessions. But at any stage, it is fixable. right?
Mhm.
Yes. So now about the different postures which you speak about. So how about I give a few demo, right, on some of the postures? I think that will be helpful for everybody to
Yes, that will be awesome.
see
Yes,
visually, so you know what you should assess yourself against, and you know what is the correct way. So first,
yes.
I'm gonna show how to handle a mobile phone, right? When you are texting or viewing your phone. So a lot, I'll do it in side mode. Okay, so you see, you can appreciate my neck posture. So a lot of the times we see people like this, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so this, now what happens is that you see how low my neck is bent. Now, the human head weighs 4 to 5 kilos in weight. Now, every time that we move even 1 inch forward out of our normal neutral alignment, it adds additional 4 to 5 kilos of weight that the neck muscles and the spine has to bear. So, if you are 3 inches forward like this, that's 15 to 20 kilos of weight that your body has to bear. So, no wonder that it can create.
Even if it is 4 to 5 kilos of head, you're creating a strain birth. How many kilos? 3 to 4 times.
Yes, 3 to 4 times. For yeah, every inch is 4 to 5 kilos. So imagine that kids as or adults as young as in their 20s are coming to me with cervical spondylosis. Even teenagers, 17 to 19, they're coming up with these issues. And the severe symptoms can be, tingling down the arms or numbness and extreme pain in the trap muscle region.
Yeah.
So imagine all of this can be fixed by just doing things correctly. Okay. So if one is watching their mobile like this, instead, why don't we just bring the cell phone up a little bit? So I'm just going to get up here to show the correct posture.
Sure.
There are also people who walk and stand and text like this. If you see them on the road or in a room, anywhere, right? So the correct way to do is just hold the phone up, and all of you want to practice right now, please go ahead so then I can look at your postures later if you want me to. So keep your cell phone a little higher, arms slightly bent and close to your body. You do not need to bring your arms out like this because this will again put strain on your body. Okay. So close to your body, elbow below the shoulder, just bend the elbow to raise the phone to the correct posture. And so now you see the screen is just a couple of inches below my eye level. And my lower back is straight. It's not doing this. And my neck, as you see, is absolutely straight. And you can either use one phone for your work, one hand, or use both hands. Now, people who also develop thumb tendinitis from the texting, there's a solution for that too. You can just use your index finger to text, or if you have a stylus, you can use your stylus as well. So this is about using a mobile phone. Okay. What about when it comes to picking up things, right, from the floor? So the human spine was designed to have this lumbar arch, this natural curve be in place. If you will notice, there are some people who stand with forward rounded shoulders and pelvis thrown forward. So this is what they look like, right? This is what they stand like. Then there are the opposite group of people who have a very exaggerated arch. And their butt sticks out like that. Both these postures are incorrect. So the correct posture would be shoulders in line, these bony points here in the front, they should both be in line. Okay. And from the side view, it should be like the ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips, hips over knees, and knees over ankles, exactly like this. So every time that somebody bends, everybody bends like this to pick up things from the floor. I'm audible, right, Cindy?
Yes, yes, absolutely. I can hear you.
Yes. So this C curvature of the spine is wrong because our lumbar muscles are very thin and tiny, connecting all our vertebral joints. They are not able to bear the load of whatever we are picking. Not only that, they are not designed to bear the load of the upper half of our body as it straightens it out. So the best way to bend is with the hips going behind at the hip joint and squatting to pick up things. I'm just going to show that. If those of you who want to practice this, please come ahead.
So one question here.
Yeah.
When you're squatting, your knees also have to be again over your ankles, so aligned.
No, I'll just show it here. So now here,
Okay.
I'm squatting with the butt back, and
Hmm.
this is how I pick it up. So the butt goes back, and the knees is over the toes, not really ahead of the toes that much, but slightly behind. And this is how you pick up things. So I would say that when somebody is acutely suffering from back pain, they should not twist. They should avoid twisting movements as well. And even in general, even if you want to prevent any aches, ideally do not twist with a weight in your hand. So imagine you picked up like heavy luggage and you're twisting it to set it down. Avoid that. When you pick up something, move your whole body to set it down. So use the larger muscles to do the work, which is the hip and the knee muscles, instead of the smaller muscles, which could be your arm muscles to lift up something. So yeah,
Awesome. So,
yeah.
before you move on to anything that is like again, uh, like an interesting and great understanding for us,
Mhm.
I request all of you here, if you have any questions, please post it here or raise your hand, address it. But Pooja, when we were talking about these are postures to lift something, or when daily when we are using our mobile phone or something else. Um, can you also suggest us as to what is the right way for us to sleep, especially for people who have spondylitis or people who have frozen shoulders or people who are suffering with some kind of back pain or shoulders pain?
Okay. So the mattress. So I always have clients come in and ask me, oh, that I have very severe back pain. It would be helpful for me to sleep on the hard floor, right? And I said, no, that's not necessary. First of all, sleeping on the hard floor is not helpful, and it'll cause you more pain to actually get down on the floor and get up from it when you have an acute pain. So for all kinds of people, for any kind of aches, a medium firm bed is the best. Never a soft bed because that's going to make you sink in, and never a hard bed because it's not required and it's not comfortable. So a medium firm mattress is just fine. And if there are lumps and bumps in a mattress that has been overused, for example, those cotton filled mattresses, those need to be flattened out or refilled. Because if there are lumps and bumps, you're sleeping on unevenness, then it is going to cause you pain. Same thing with the pillow. Pillow is extremely important to get a good night's rest and to prevent those stiff necks in the morning. So I always recommend just a single pillow, because a very thick pillow or two pillows put together is going to prop your head up more towards the ceiling when you're lying on your back. So it's going to again put your neck out of alignment with the rest of the spine. The thickness of the pillow is a very individual thing. So it's not like the same pillow is size fits all, right? Because everybody's neck lengths are different. Everybody's resting posture is different, right? So as a general rule, sleep with just one pillow. I personally like to recommend a microfiber pillow, not a cotton pillow, because cotton pillows over a period of time can get lumpy and are generally harder than the microfiber pillows. Also, the memory foam pillows are okay, but if they have the curvature, the curved memory foam pillows, that's not a very, very good option, because again, they were designed and manufactured for the same size. However, like I said, everybody's necks are different. So everybody's cervical curvature is going to be different. So those can be a bit uncomfortable as well. So the correct sleeping posture would be when you're lying on the side. Again, the head spine or the neck spine should be in line with the rest of the lumbar spine in one line. So not head digging into the bed or head being pushed away towards the ceiling, but one flat line. Generally, people who have back pain or knee pain or hip pain, they find it very helpful to place a pillow vertically between their legs. By vertically, I mean like lengthwise, starting from the groin to like the, crossing the knee. Not horizontally, because it just shortens and it doesn't support your leg your legs properly. So when you have a pillow, and this helps when you're lying on your side more than when you're lying on your back, really. So when you're on the side, have this pillow between your legs, so it helps to offload the pressure on the top hip and lessens the strain on the back, so it can make you feel really comfortable. Also, another thing, when one is lying on the back and they have pain in the back when they're lying flat on their backs, it helps for them to place a pillow or two underneath their knees so that their knees are a little propped up and bent. So that offsets pressure on the back as well. So, yes.
A lot of times I've seen some of my friends and even relatives keeping pillow under their either feet
Mhm.
so that their legs are raised, or somewhere next to them so that they can, throw a leg over the pillow and sleep very
Correct.
childlike. But is that correct?
So sometimes, say if somebody had blood pressure issues or any leg swelling issues, and their doctors have recommended them to elevate their feet on a pillow, that's absolutely fine to do, or to help improve their circulation. But what is the second thing you said, Siddhi?
Is keeping a pillow next to them so that
Correct.
when they turn to their side, they can just throw one leg over the pillow. It's not between, the pillow is not between both the legs, but they are just throwing one leg over the
Right.
pillow.
Okay. So a lot of the times when people sleep on the sides, they curl up like a ball, like a fetus, right? In the C shape. That actually is not a very good posture, because when you are taking your legs up very high, like bringing your knees up towards your chest, it really stretches the glute muscle out. The glute muscle is really your butt muscle, okay? So when one is sleeping in this very curved position, it stretches the butt muscle and it makes it weaker. It inhibits it, which means inhibition means that it's causing your glute to contract less efficiently. So one should not sleep with the leg up so high. Just slightly high is okay, but not all the way up. So yeah.
Uh, Everyone, if you have questions, please feel free to ask. In the meantime, Pooja, I'd like to understand few more things about your work. As to what kind of cases do you usually receive that you or anyone could have avoided using a right posture?
Correct. Actually, everybody. And
Wow.
because I would say 90% of the people that walk into the clinic have some or the other postural fault. And mind you, like even somebody sitting with shoulders forward like this, even this is a postural fault. And even this can cause problems. How and why? Because say somebody with forward rounded shoulders like that, you actually end up reducing the space, the bony space here in your shoulder joint. And as a result of which, every time one does overhead activities, your tendons of your muscles keep rubbing against those abnormal bony points. They're made abnormal because of the malalignment. So that is what can cause you tendinitis, impingement syndromes, and pain. And then what happens is that once you do have even one fault, like did you know that our jaw, or the way that our jaw is aligned, has a lot of effect on our back pain, or headache, head pain, migraines, even eye movements, or even foot posture. So eyes and foot are connected as well. So if there are foot issues, somebody has flat feet, and if they are not taken care of nicely, it can, over a period of time, cause knee pain, hip pain, back pain, shoulder pain, neck pain, migraines.
Do you mean to say that flat feet can also be avoided with certain kind of exercises?
Yes,
Or
certain kind of exercises. And again, if you were to ask me, can people with flat feet at any age be helped, from children to the elderly? Yes.
yes.
At any stage, they can be helped. So for some people, the treatment could be, just showing foot exercises, or knee or hip back strengthening exercises would be helpful for their feet. For some people, depending on whether they are playing sport, or how severe are their symptoms, are they feeling pain even while walking on normal surfaces, the treatment could be even inserting insoles into their slippers or into their shoes. So yes, the treatment could range from electrotherapy to help reduce pain, to these simple tricks, even icing and all of that can help.
Awesome. Now, I made, when you were talking, it just struck my mind that I'd made a childlike discovery some time back, that whenever people usually watch TV or they are thinking of, their jaws would usually drop a little. It's not like mouth is properly closed, although the lips look sealed, but jaws inside are not. Is that also a posture incorrection or something that should not happen?
So, just the jaw dropping slightly, no, but maybe correlated with something else. Are they feeling any other thing in their body, like any pain? When you look at them, does their posture seem off anyway? If everything is okay, then it's not something one needs to worry about too much.
Okay.
But if there is a dysfunction somewhere, then maybe that does need to be corrected.
All right. So when you were talking about the jaw is not aligned or not taken care of, one could have issues all the way from eye to neck to shoulders and all.
Yeah.
What is it really? Is it the way we need to, sorry, the way we need to take care of it, or something going wrong with it?
Okay, so I'll just give you an example. Now, when children or babies are born, okay, some babies are born with a tongue tie. What does a tongue tie mean? That just look at my tongue. So if I'm able to touch my tongue to the top of my palate while keeping my mouth open and then touch it all the way back, and I'm still able to keep my mouth open, and I do not see like a frenulum tissue kind of bringing my tongue down. So this is a normal tongue, but for some, they have a tongue ties, which means that the tongue is literally tied down to the bottom of their mouth, which means that they're not able to raise their tongue up all the way to touch the roof. Now, this is a very important finding because when somebody has a tongue tie, it actually causes their head and jaw to develop incorrectly. So I'm taking you back to the root cause of why jaw misalignment can happen. So when they have a tongue tie, the top arch of the mouth, the palate, does not develop very well. And that can cause your breathing issues. It can make you very short of breath. It can even lead to snoring and sleep apnea at older ages, right? But what it can also do is incorrectly formed oral structures can affect the C2 vertebrae. If you've heard from C1 to C2, all our neck vertebrae. So it affects the development it causes the development of a forward head posture, tightens the jaw muscles, and then it causes neck pain over a period of time. And one bad posture, because the spine is interconnected, it causes falls somewhere else down the anatomical line, the chain of muscles and fascial tissues. So hence, jaw alignment can wreak havoc on the body over a period of time. So I would have patients who come in with clicking joints, or they complain that I cannot chew hard foods. They do something called teeth grinding, also known as bruxism at night. So then, the dentist give them a mouth guard to wear. So when one has such issues, they can be taken care of through physiotherapy. And
Awesome.
that will help with their backache and other postural corrections as well.
Yeah. And if I remember correctly from our conversations before we've had in our group, you've also helped not only a very elderly person who's above 80 years of age to a very young child who's not even 30 days, right?
Correct, correct.
I think the child was a week old.
The child was actually 19 days old when she was referred to me.
Weeks old. Wow. I don't know how do you end up dealing with that. But that's pretty amazing. Now, there's so much to ask and learn from you, Pooja, every time I speak with you. But today, one more question that we spoke of, that you mentioned that there's some posture that we need to correct or we need to have. to look slimmer? And I know a lot of us have that question on our mind when we are when we were waiting for your call, honestly.
Correct. So imagine what happens when one slouches. So when one slouches and sits, so let me just show that to you. If I were to sit like this, what does it do to my belly? It makes my belly jut out. Also, it makes me look shorter, right? Now, what happens if I were to stand tall? Right? Now let's go back to the slouching posture. If I'm slouching like this, my belly juts out more. Whereas if I am tall with my shoulders stretched back, chest open, it naturally makes me look slimmer, also more confident. Right? I mean, you can't refute that. So it really helps to stand up straight and make sure that your chest is away from the belly. They should not be coming close, but they should be away. So tip number one, okay, stand straighter, shoulders back and stretched out. Tip number two, it helps to tone your ab muscles as well to prevent backache. So every now and then squeeze your ab muscles, and I'll just show you how it's done. It's pretty simple. So just squeeze your ab muscles in, and you can do this while you're talking to somebody, while you're walking on the road, while you're watching TV. And I still have it squeezed. Make sure that you're not holding your breath at the same time that you're squeezing your abs in. And hold it for as long as you comfortably can. Release, squeeze it again. So this is a great exercise to even help sort of tone your belly muscles and eventually knock off a couple inches. So yeah, using tricks like this can actually make you look taller because you will stand up taller or sit up taller if you are more erect and slimmer.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So I would like to point out two more things that Pooja shared with us some time back. Being able to touch your tip to the roof of the mouth also activates the spiritual channel that helps the flow of energy and aids. So imagine what kind of importance it has from the point of view of physical well-being also. And second, she was also talking about how well you sleep or what kind of mattress you have. If you'll observe Buddhist monkhood or other kind of monkhood, they prefer mattresses like that and they sleep so easy. So it is one of the reasons behind them sleeping easy, which I just was hearing about in one of the lectures of a monk yesterday. So thank you for sharing that. And Pooja is very great with her work. Some of my friends and some of my colleagues have worked with her one on one, and they've seen phenomenal results, and I can vouch for her. That is one. Second is for three people who come up and would want to receive her consultation, her very first consultation is free for her. So, what I'm going to do is today, everyone who's present on call with us, I'm going to make a group and add you all for your free joint and pain healing sessions, of which Pooja also is going to be a part of that. And not only that, those of you who reach out to us for your session or for your consultation that Pooja will be able to help you with, first three will have your very first consultation for free. So do reach out to me and I'll connect you with her. And with that, Pooja, would you like to tell us something more that will help all of us?
Um, so if I would want to answer questions if people have specific questions. Maybe people can raise their hands on the chat, on Zoom, and maybe they can unmute themselves and ask me, or else then maybe chat, put it down in the chat.
Yes, so guys, if you have any questions regarding your posture or regarding uh, any physical pain or joint that you have and you would want to address that, Pooja is here for us. Please feel free to ask. We'll be waiting for your response.
And in the meantime, I'll share some tidbits on how to stay healthy or how to improve your posture. So it's a multi-pronged process on how to get there. One has to look at Are your muscles flexible? The muscles in your leg, back, shoulders. Do you have normal flexibility? Do you have normal stretch? Is one side weaker than the other? Also, how our feet are placed on the ground, okay? And, we are on our feet all the time while we are, awake and moving about. So as we move on our feet, that sends sensations to our brain, right? So it's, and that's the position of our body is what is perceived by our brain to be normal. It could be a faulty posture, but that's how the brain perceives that this is my normal posture. So that connection between the foot and the brain also needs to be altered when one is working with posture. Tips to stay healthy. Some people tell me that, when I ask them about their fitness levels, they say, I walk 3 times a week, or I walk every day. And isn't that good enough to stay supple? And or I do yoga 3 times a week. And then when I draw them a little bit more, they say I do pranayam for like 3/4 of that session. So no, just yoga and just walking is not good enough as a form of exercise as well. So just to overall stay fit, it would have to be a combination of things. So walking or jogging, whatever you prefer, whatever you're used to, is good for cardio. And yoga is good for stretching, but it's not enough to help your entire body stretch out. Because imagine this, imagine like a piece of rope, okay? And this is its full length from my one tip of the finger to the other. Now, when you tie that rope, what happens to the length of the rope? It's going to shorten, right? Now, imagine that if you're going to do a yoga pose to stretch out that knotted posture, because that knot is tied and it's a hard material, it's not really going to stretch. Now, the knot has to be physically removed so that muscle can return to its normal length. And that is going to happen through myofascial release massages. Okay, so that is why massage is extremely important for a person's well-being as well. Not just physical well-being, but also emotional, psychological well-being, because it helps relax the body. It helps people with even anxiety or mood disorders, because it relaxes you. It releases those feel-good hormones as well. But it's extremely important to de-knot your body and help it restore to its normal length as well. And I would say deep tissue massages, and not just your relaxing Swedish massages.
Thank you. You made it very simple for us to relate to it and understand why we feel so relaxed. At least I didn't know about this. I mean, I never really cared so much, to be honest. When it comes to massages, rest, yes. So here's anyone who have questions, feel free to raise your hand or ask on the chat window here.
I think it's tea time for everybody. They're busy.
Yeah, it looks like
their evening snack.
Okay, Samina ji, please, please come onto the screen, ask us.
Yes, so
Hi.
hi. I'm at presently 73 years old, and the last 16 years I've had to look after bedridden patients who are really 1 or 2 in a coma, and lifting and turning over. Though I had a nursing aide, but still we had to take turns in. So I never went to a doctor for like 14 years, and after they all passed away, then I went, for a checkup, and I was just passed from doctor to doctor, and they couldn't sort of diagnose me. And then once I go to a neurologist, and the moment I walked in, he said, "This is posture." Okay, and he said, "No medicine is going to help you." And the others were discussing surgery and everything, but this said nothing. And I had just had a meniscus tear, very bad one, years ago. I couldn't get it operated for various reasons. So just last year I got it done. And after that, within 8 days, my left leg went, I had got a spinal anesthesia. So the neurologist seems to think it is because of that. And before that, I had neuropathy in my arms, I mean, hands and legs. My feet. I don't feel my feet when I'm walking. If I put my hand against a cooker, I don't feel the skull is there. So, but I don't have diabetes. I don't have anything. I mean, I don't take meds for anything. So I don't know what that is. And this got worse. Homeopathy has helped me. The medicine the neurologist gave me didn't do one little bit. And I got a very good physiotherapist. He sent me to a physiotherapist who stretched me, like I felt I was in a torture house, I was like stretched and all that. But now, if you see me, my shoulders are straight and I can feel it myself. It's only that I feel my stomach still is a bit compressed. And I don't know whether I'm imagining, I feel I've grown shorter. No, you don't grow shorter, you become shorter. Because all my, palazzos, everything are trailing on the floor. It's not my imagination. I feel something is sort of compressed. And my problem is that if I'm sitting here, I have no pain whatsoever. Walking, no pain. Moving around, no pain. Moment I lie down on the bed, I'm done. Because I just have to touch the bed sheet, my legs and back, and the pain just goes to the head. So the only way I can find relief is sleeping on the side, but I'm really careful. I don't keep my foot up and all. But then after I fall asleep, I don't know what happens. And it's just three to 4 hours, and then I wake up with the pain. I can't sleep anymore.
Okay.
Tried it all, the hard mattress, the soft mattress, everything. Not soft, but so it's just that if I could get sleep, I would. I'm much better now. I walk 20 minutes twice a day. I do all my stretching exercises. I mean, if I don't do it, I feel I've missed out something. I'm very regular. The sleep is defeating me, sort of. I get just 3 to 4 hours, and then about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm done. I'm sitting, I fall asleep. Yeah, but if I fall asleep, then my neck goes, where I'm sleeping. So I try not to fall asleep. So because then I can't even sleep the 3 to 4 hours a night.
Got it.
Yeah. So that is my only problem now. Otherwise, I'm fine mentally, emotionally. I've done all the healing and things like that. The resentment, the anger, all that sort of thing. All done. Yeah, I'm actually happy now. I'm a counselor myself, and yeah, I do a lot of healing for other people, and that has been my. I think I give to others, but I don't give to myself. If
Correct.
you know what I mean, I'm too tired to heal myself. But if somebody calls me and says I want healing, I get some energy. That is my biggest problem. I don't know why I'm doing it, but of late I've given time to myself. Yeah. So
This
this.
is very important to heal oneself as well. When they say in the flights, when the oxygen mask drop, first put it on yourself and then help your neighbor.
Yes, 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 that's right.
I
And
totally agree. You're healing so much. You've done so much for yourself. You've come all the way.
yeah, I have.
Why not boost it up with some more effort that will work?
No, I'm meeting all the right people, and I'm very grateful for that. They're all coming into my life because of late last 4 weeks, I did a lot of forgiveness and of myself as well as others, and it's like I'm just happy these days. It's really it shows that
And
everybody's
such a good
yeah.
feel to
Yeah,
it.
I laugh. I laugh a lot, and yeah. So that way I'm fine. It's only my acidity and my this is defeating me. I can't eat anything. I can't eat food. That is the problem. I haven't eaten spice since like I think 10 years now, and I can't eat fat from childhood. Never ever have eaten fat. Very difficult to cook for myself. But I still manage, eat everything without chili, like my own recipes. Okay with that. Only thing is I can't go out, I can't eat, at functions and things like that. I'm okay with that also. because at least I'm not on a feeding pipe and whatever, things can be.
Don't please visualize all that and
No, no, I'm
invite that
not.
in your
I've
life.
seen my father, no, my father, my husband were on
Yeah,
that,
that is
so
true, but that
yeah,
thought has to release.
yeah, it has. So I always say I'm safe, I'm healthy. I'm a big fan of Louise A. Affirmations. I went through a program recently. It really helped me. So it's just that some advice about the sleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So see, that is something which would be difficult to say without an evaluation.
Just one request here. I'm sorry to interrupt. Samina ji,
Yeah.
you'll need to mute yourself because everyone's voices are echoing.
Okay. When I speak, it doesn't really.
Okay, so thank you for the history. But it still leaves certain things unanswered as to how is the health of your nerves. Why did you have neuropathy in the first place? Was it deficiency of vitamins? And what is your back posture like now? How tight are your lumbar muscles? So the solution as to what you can do to get rid of that pain will come upon an evaluation, upon a consultation. So Siddhi's creating that group, right, Siddhi, of people, and
Yes.
the first three people to like reach
Yeah.
out to her and show an interest in the consultation will be getting like the
Yes. I
complimentary.
would like it if she gets it from you. She really needs it. And
Yes,
I'm sure there's no one better than you who can help her.
correct.
So thank you so much for
Enough
it.
with
Maybe I'll
me.
just say one more thing.
Yes.
I'm totally allergic to B complex.
Oh,
I mean, every doctor said they've never heard of a person allergic to B complex, and in three different countries. Okay, they've given three different countries. I've been given it because my hair started falling and various hormonal issues and all that. And the one tablet, just one tablet, within half an hour I was in the ICU, unable to breathe, all puffed up and things like that. So I cannot take. They say the only thing for this thing is Neurobion and all those B6. But I went into homeopathy and then I went into food. I'm getting all my B complex from the food, and I think last Thursday, August, I took my this thing. I've come into the normal bracket, just with food. So, but it's been an effort, because to buy that kind of food and cook it and in a certain way and all that, I've done all that, but as I grow older, it's an effort and I get tired. Yeah. I live alone now, so that's another thing. I have to,
I hear you.
no pity on my part. Okay, I'm fine. I'm enough and all that. But these are my conditions. That's all.
No, but it's amazing how you're looking after yourself. And whether you live alone or not, it's important to feed yourself the right nutritious food as well. So one may think that it's hard to cook for just one person, but you deserve it, and your body deserves to be treated very, very well, because what we eat, what we think makes us, right? So you should give a pat to yourself on your back for coming this far.
It's a very commendable effort. You think it is an effort, but it's very commendable what you're doing.
Yes.
So thank you, in fact, so very much for coming out and sharing that with us. Thank you. I will make sure that we arrange your complimentary consultation with her very, very soon. In the meantime, anyone else who have questions?
Hi, Siddhi. Hi, Dr.
Pooja Mehta.
Hi,
Hi, Dr. Pooja. I'm Ranita.
hi, Renita.
Hi. Uh, I have noticed, actually, I did not notice, somebody else noticed it a few years back, whenever I'm walking, my neck goes to one side.
Okay,
Okay, which I had not realized,
okay.
because I go for my brisk walks, and it's like this. So
Hmm.
every time I have to remind myself, because of that person, I'm aware of it. But what is the reason for that? Is it habitual, or of course, I do not know. I don't remember any pains or aches those days when I started that. But Yeah. Why does that happen?
Okay, so I'm glad you brought that question up. It's important. So a couple of reasons. First of all, it could be that it's just tendency. Maybe you were just comfortable, with a head tilt while talking to people, or maybe, you were a person who used to have, your phone cradle, your cell phone cradle in one shoulder while talking, or I'm just stating out different reasons, working. And that causes a muscle tightness and that causes that head tilt, pervasively when you're doing different tasks. But another very important reason is the eyes and the eye movements and vision. So how do human beings balance themselves in their body, balance themselves in space? How do we know where our body is in space? So through our eyes, our visual sense, and our inner ear, where we have the balance system, and our feet, right? Like the sensation we are feeling through our feet. Now, what happens is that for whatever reason, when our eyes are not well coordinated with each other and do not move in tandem with each other, it throws the balance system off as well. But then it causes also for a person to tilt their head in such a way that the eyes can work together to balance the person out. Right? So that compensation could be a head tilt, to make sure that you're seeing okay, that you're not seeing double vision, or that your eyes are focusing correctly on something to see.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's
So
important.
does it
Interesting.
mean that if you're spacing out into your imagination when you're walking, it is very natural for your head to tilt?
I mean, sorry, you're asking Ranita that, right?
I'm asking you.
You.
I just wanted to know whether I understood it right.
To Ranita, correct? Or to me?
She's asking you.
Okay.
I'm asking
She's
you.
asking Dr.
Yeah, so
Pooja.
it's not really normal for one to be like that. So if they are with a head tilt to one side, you do want to fix it.
Okay.
Find out the reason what it is and fix it. Because if one is always going to be like that, it does lead to physical tightness of a muscle, and then trapezitis, and then shoulder issues and things like that. So you want to find out the reason
Doc,
why.
it happens only when I'm not aware and if I'm walking brisk.
Okay.
Otherwise, when I'm aware, like you, I've been sitting in the class so
Yes,
far.
I'm seeing you erect head.
Yeah. So I'm aware, and it's perfect.
Okay.
Because I have learned Tai Chi too. So when you said ears over the shoulders over the hips, that I was like, there was a smile on my face. My teacher always used to ingrain in our brains
Correct.
the Tai Chi posture.
Correct.
So yeah, I do Tai Chi too. So but this one thing I couldn't get why.
Okay.
That's the reason I asked you that
So
question.
then, since you explained it that way, there could be another reason. Sometimes, so our muscles are connected to each other, right?
Mhm.
So when sometimes a particular muscle is weak, it enlists help from another group of muscles to perform that action. In your case, with brisk walking, when muscles have to be better coordinated and strong, if one particular muscle in your body along that chain might be weak, it could be muscle in your hip, calf, whatever, then it's going to create another compensation and it's going to make the head tilt. It could come out in different ways for different people, but it could, maybe your neck muscle is strengthening the chain for you to do your brisk walking better.
Okay.
So it could be that, like a compensation.
Thank you, Doc. But I'm aware now. So with awareness, it is helping me.
Okay.
Just that question. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Doc.
You're welcome.
And Doc, can I ask one more question, Siddhi?
Yes, of course.
Okay. My husband met with an accident in '95, and he broke the head of the femur. Just it chipped out. So now what happens? He tries to walk. He tries to be fit. He exercises regularly. But sometimes there is no pain in the hip, but his shin bone, like the tibialis anterior,
Okay.
gets caught very badly. and peroneus longus muscle. These two muscles, they are really tight. Then I have to give him a real good deep tissue, deep muscle sculpting to release that. I'm a therapist, by the way. So yeah, I have to give a good massage, then it releases. Then it is okay. Then again, when he does a little bit of hard work, and again. So what can be done here?
So was a surgery done? I'm guessing no surgery.
No. One of the doctors advised, please don't do any surgery. As long as it goes on, let it go. But his hip is fine. That's what I'm saying. Only the tibialis anterior and peroneus longus muscles go into stress, and suddenly he starts limping. Then I know, okay, now it's
overstrained himself. So what about the hip muscle, the hip joint ranges of motion? Are they okay?
When you bend the knee, the range of motion is not up to the mark. His whole hip comes up. When you push the knee towards the chest, the whole hip comes up. So the range of motion is not so much. Yeah.
So work on the range of motion of the hip. So the hip muscles will then be able to take care of the strain or, while walking. And then that will put less load on the two muscles you mentioned.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Pooja. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming out and asking your questions that helped me gain a lot of knowledge. So thank you, and Samina ji. Anyone else here who would have questions? Awesome. In that case, Pooja, I'd like you to give us a last note, last advice. And in fact, I'd like to thank you very much for finding this time out and help all of us out. I will make sure that I form a group where we all can interact further if we need to, if there's something that pops up in our mind later. And if there are any more people who would want to ask questions to you later, I'll make sure they reach out to you.
Sure. So last few parting words, make sure you take care of your health, your bodies. It's not just the physical health that you need to take care of, but also your mental health, right? Because your mental health also affects your body health. Your stress, your tension which you accumulate in your head is also going to be felt by your gut, by the muscles of your body. Some people store their stress in their hip area, for example, causing tight hips and so on. People from stress can start developing migraines every time they get triggered. So mental health and physical health are both extremely important. Take care of your diet to make sure that you are eating the right calories. It's not helpful to gain a few extra pounds, because again that slows you down. There's wear and tear on your joints. Engage in physical activity every single day. It could be whatever you fancy doing, whether it's a walk or cycling or jogging or Zumba class or a dance class or, singing class, exercising your vocal cords, anything that makes you happy and also gets your, heart rate up, yoga, weights are extremely good for you as you grow older. Your muscles need to be stronger because as you age, your muscle size reduces. So you have to, and even, I get asked this, I'm 80 years old and is it okay for me to lift weights? Yes, it is extremely okay to lift weights. There are 90-year-olds doing gymnastics, So yes, it's important to improve your muscle strength. So do things that make you happy, develop a passion, learn something new, read something new, read inspiring stories, or, watch inspiring videos of people. So keep yourself light in the heart, light in the mind. And yeah, I think that's a secret to a happy, healthy life.
Yes. And with that, everyone, thank you very much. Arigato gozaimasu. Thank you, Dr. Pooja Mehta, for finding this time out for us.
Siddhi,
and I'll make sure we
shoot a screenshot of this with everybody's faces.
Yes, I'm on phone, but I'll take multiples.
Okay.
Just 1 second. Okay, just one more. If there are more people on screen, just hang on. People come on to screen. Let us see your smiling faces.
Yes, Gauri. I love you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, pleasure, Pooja. My namesake.
Thank you, Dr. Pooja. Thank you so much.
Oh,
So
pleasure.
clicked already.
Okay,
So I'll share those
great.
in the group with all of us.
Dr. Pooja, thank you so much for answering my queries.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
once again. Thank you, Siddhi,
Thank
for
you,
organizing
Siddhi.
this.
Thank you. Thank you,
Yes,
Siddhi, for
and one
organizing.
small, yes, you're welcome. One small announcement. Such webinars will keep coming. Next week, we have a money webinar, post which we have live readings, post which we have something planned on health drinks and importance of that. And likewise, a whole new bunch of knowledge is going to be coming in. So be more active on Telegram, be more active on our WhatsApp group. You'll keep receiving more and more. So this, thank you so very much for joining it today.
Thank
See
you,
you
and
all.
everybody have a nice weekend.
Thank you.